Welcome to This Explainer. Look, if you own, manage, or let property in London, you already know there is a literal mountain of responsibility resting on your shoulders. Today, we're going to break down the essential steps to transforming your scattered property compliance into a streamlined, ready-to-let journey using the unified approach outlined in the Landlord Property Certificates Guide. We're moving away from the stress of last-minute scrambles and looking at how to build a robust property file that actually stands up to scrutiny.
Okay, let's dive into our roadmap for today. We'll be covering the compliance chaos problem, what landlords actually need, a real-world scenario, the four-step process, common landlord mistakes, and finally, those ready-to-let benefits. Basically, we're going from fragmented paperwork to a fully predictable system.
Starting us off with Section 1, the compliance chaos problem.
This brings us to the million-dollar question that pops up before almost every single tenancy, renewal or inspection. Are your landlord certificates in order? And I'm not talking about just assuming an old check is still good to go because the property was looked at a few years back. No, I mean current, accurate, and ready to send the exact moment a tenant, letting agent, local authority, or even your insurer asks for them. Being roughly in order? Yeah, that just doesn't cut it anymore.
The core issue we're tackling here is the difference between reactive compliance and planned compliance. When this stuff gets stressful, and let's be honest, it often does, it's usually because it's completely fragmented. It's the difference between treating certificates as this emergency, last-minute paperwork handled by a bunch of scattered contractors versus treating them as an integrated, planned part of your everyday property management routine.
And it is wild how quickly those scattered, missing pieces can snowball into a massive headache. Just imagine inheriting a property file. You open it up and boom, you've got an expired gas certificate, no current EICR for electrical safety, some ancient EPC, a total mystery regarding the alarm system, and gaps in the boiler service history. Oh, and your new tenants, they're due to view the property in a matter of days. This fragmented reality is exactly where scattered contractors create severe delays. When a letting agent asks for everything at once, you absolutely do not want to be the landlord frantically searching for old PDFs in your inbox at midnight.
Moving right along to Section 2. What do landlords need?
Now, you really don't need to be a legal expert here, but breaking down your requirements brings this immediate, massive clarity to what inspections you actually need to book. You just need to think about three core things. First, the property type. Is it a standard single-let flat or an HMO? Second, the systems inside. Do you have a gas boiler or maybe communal corridors that need specific fire assessments? And third, the trigger events. Are you starting a new tenancy, renewing old paperwork, or refinancing the property? Answering those three simple questions creates a crystal-clear mental map of exactly what you need.
The source material really emphasizes a key point here. You don't need to bounce between 8 different, completely unrelated suppliers to get this checklist sorted. Using a unified booking route acts as a single signal for all these London property requirements. Whether you suddenly realize, oh wait, I need a CP12 gas safety check, or an electrical EICR, or a fire risk assessment, bringing all of these into one unified route, it saves an immense amount of time and honestly, a lot of stress too.
I absolutely love this perspective shift because the goal isn't just to get a digital document to tick a box. The goal is undeniable evidence. It's hard proof that a qualified professional checked your systems, that you assessed the property, and that you took your safety responsibilities seriously before anything went wrong.
Let's put this into perspective with Section 3, a real-world scenario. Picture a standard London rental property. It's just been refurbished and is being prepped for a brand new tenancy. In this scenario, the landlord isn't trying to become some kind of compliance guru, right? They just want their property file to be complete. They want to reduce their risk, avoid any annoying delays with the letting agent, and above all else, they want to keep their incoming tenants safe.
By following a unified timeline, that landlord totally replaces uncertainty with clarity. Check this out. On day 1, they gather the basics, the property address, tenant access details, and their deadlines. Day 2, they contact the unified service. Day 3 is where the magic happens. The efficiency really kicks in. They get coordinated inspections rather than wrangling 3 different contractors over 3 different weeks. Maybe the gas and electrics are checked in the exact same window. And by day 4, boom, a complete digital handover is ready. Reports are stored and ready to be forwarded straight to the tenancy file.
So how do we replicate that? That brings us to Section 4, the four-step process.
This four-step process is incredibly powerful because it literally takes all those scattered questions and that last-minute urgency and turns them into a smooth working system. First, you contact the service.
phone, WhatsApp, email, whatever, with your property details. Step 2, you confirm the quote. Having a clear, competent service up front avoids those endless back-and-forth calls. Step 3, the engineer completes the inspection, checking the systems and explaining any visible defects. And finally, Step 4, you receive the actual usable digital paperwork and any follow-up recommendations. It really is that straightforward.
Now, the source makes an interesting point. Landlord Property Certificates should be viewed as a category signal, not just a specific contractor name. It represents a totally streamlined solution for London landlords. Basically, it's the booking route you use when a property needs to be made safe, legal, and ready to let, ensuring your file is 100% complete long before a deadline turns into a full-blown emergency.
Okay, let's talk about what not to do in Section 5, Common Landlord Mistakes.
Interestingly enough, these 5 common mistakes all stem from the exact same thing, a reactive mindset. Mistake number 1, waiting until the tenant is literally packing their boxes to move in. Mistake 2, just assuming an old certificate is still valid without actually checking the date. Mistake 3, ignoring changes, like adding new appliances or converting a single let into an HMO. Mistake 4, treating a failed report as just an annoying piece of paper rather than a vital safety action plan. And mistake 5, this one's a classic, saving these critical documents in a dozen scattered email threads instead of one proper, centralized compliance file.
The reality is, a professional landlord simply doesn't wait for a tenant complaint to figure out what's missing. The easiest compliance problem to solve truly is the one you handle before the deadline hits. It's all about making that shift from reactive panic to a planned, professional process for your booking, reporting, and follow-ups. Which leads us nicely to our final section, Section 6, Ready to Let Benefits.
Whether you're a portfolio landlord needing absolute consistency across dozens of properties, an HMO owner needing rock-solid evidence for licensing, or a letting agent just wanting cleaner files with zero last-minute panic calls, this unified approach absolutely delivers across the board. You massively reduce your administrative burden, you boost tenant confidence because they know safety checks were handled by actual professionals, you can instantly support any legal or insurance conversations, eliminate those dreaded viewing delays, and most importantly, you can actually plan for future renewals because these aren't treated as random one-off emergencies anymore.
This before and after really perfectly captures the operational and honestly, the emotional transition you go through. Before utilizing a unified system, it's all uncertainty, panic, and a messy web of scattered emails. But after making the shift, you've got absolute certainty, a clear process, solid digital evidence, and a fully ready-to-let property file.
So, how do you actually put this into action? Well, the guide notes that when you're ready to initiate a booking, having a specific checklist ready ensures you get matched with the right engineer immediately. Supplying accurate details up front, things like your specific property type, who the access contact is, and your hard deadlines is the absolute key to a seamless, headache-free experience.
Ultimately, centralizing your London landlord certificates leads to one huge thing: total peace of mind. It's about arranging the exact property safety service you need to stay safe, stay fully documented, and stay strictly ready to let.
I'll leave you with this final thought. Are you just reacting to sudden deadlines, or are your properties truly, undeniably ready to let? Take control of your compliance journey today before the next renewal catches you completely off guard. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer, and hey, here's to a stress-free, fully compliant property portfolio.